Vijay,
Yes, ma'am.
Ashish, right now, what is he doing? His title right now?
He is the founder and CEO of OMGDG.
OMGDG, you didn't write that. That's okay.
No problem. That's fine. He will give a brief about himself also once he start off.
Yeah.
Even on the poster, you will find some of the details.
Yeah.
The MOC is Mentor of Change at Niti Aayog.
Yeah. Actually opened it to. We'll just wait another minute. Where are you, Vijay?
At home?
At home?
Yes.
Yeah, because they declared Muharram holiday late last night.
Yeah.
So it wasn't supposed to be. We were supposed to be in the office. But let me start. Do you want to start, Vijay?
No, ma'am. You go ahead. Over to you, ma'am. I think we can start. ITT, shall we start?
So we're good to go.
Good to go, ma'am. Over to you.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Meera Singh, and I am heading the incubator in Lucknow. For any of you who don't know me, you should have all met me, our startups, but there are a lot of participants from outside. Again, I would like to introduce briefly the incubator in Lucknow. We have been open since 17 and are going full-fledged, one of the most successful incubators in Lucknow at the moment. There are other colleges and universities who have incubators, but we are ahead of all of them, in fact, both private. Now, I wanted to mention that any of you, if you have some startup ideas or needs, you should contact me. I will give my contact information at the end. Today, the important thing is we wanted to introduce the subject of digital marketing. It has become very, very critical for a lot of our startups. There were requests personally from a lot of our startups about this, and that is why we are conducting this session. We have an expert, Mr. Ashish Bhatt, over here, who is going to talk about it. The great thing about digital marketing right now, because of COVID, a lot of you are very, very dependent on digital marketing. It's the only way to make your business grow. And that is why we are having this session, because it felt so critical. And again, you all have an expertise in the field. I am not saying that it's not there, but it's still good to repeat a few things and go over it again and kind of revive your knowledge of digital marketing. It is very critical field. We don't know how much longer COVID will continue the way it is, and therefore your growth will be always dependent on digital marketing. Now, I wanted to mention the key takeaways. We were talking about how to build digital marketing strategies for your startup. And the key takeaways for this session should be perception of digital marketing. And one second, I keep getting these calls, I'm sorry. How to build your strategies, how to go about it, and what is the most successful way of conducting digital marketing. Now, I wanted to introduce Mr. Ashish Bhatt. He is a serial entrepreneur, and he has, I would like to just read a little brief about him. He carries more than 2 decades of experience with him in the fields of business strategy, technology, go-to-market acumen, and marketing. He's worked with companies like Dell, WPP, and Infotech before starting his entrepreneurship journey in 2014. He's a successful serial entrepreneur who always believes in self-sustaining models. This is something I've been bringing up over and over again. We no longer want you to be dependent on external investors' model. It is much, much better if you are a self-sustaining model. Makes you so much stronger and not at the mercy of investors. Ashish's ventures have successfully entered from 0 figure to 100 crore turnover in the last 7 years. Ashish, we are so honored to have you here with us today, and would love for you to discuss your viewpoint with all our startups. There are, as I mentioned, there are our startups who are already incubated in Lucknow, who are logged in today. In addition, we have other startups from Noida and the other campuses, and also other startups from the Lucknow area who don't belong to our incubator, but would like to listen in on the digital marketing discussion. Over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Meera, for such a lovely introduction. And of course, it's a pleasure of mine to be part of this platform. And I'm sure, the people who are attending this webinar are so passionate that, they are carrying their startup ideas and concepts from long time. And the only thing which, I always tell to my startup guys, whoever I am interacting with, is don't lose your patience, carry your this kind of a passion along the journey. There will be good days, there will be a lot of bad days when you are actually taking this journey of your startup, but don't lose the patience, have that passion throughout your journey. But the most important thing along with the passion is uh, to validate your concept. How to validate this concept is should be data driven. When you have a concept with you, you are passionate about it, but the most important thing is this concept a validated one to go into the market? That is very important when you start your journey of the startup. uh, again, thank you, MIT University and the incubator, to give me this opportunity to talk to you. I would like to spend few minutes, or maybe next 20 minutes, to go through a few of the slides, which will definitely help you to strategize for your digital marketing for your startups. But the most important thing in this session, I would like to keep it as interactive as it can be. I would love to take the questions from you. I'm sure because you are already incubated in such a wonderful environment, and you must have started your journey. Some of the startups must have started working on their products, working on their services, on the concepts. So I would love to hear what are the challenges in terms of your marketing strategies or anything which is related with your startup concept. And of course, because the topic is how digital marketing, you can strategize for your startup, we will touch upon those things, how it can help you to bring that kind of a value into the market. So I'm just sharing my screen, and we'll take you through some of the valid ecosystem for the digital marketing. Before I start, Dr. Bira has already introduced me. I started my journey of entrepreneurship in 2014. I started with the same vision. I had a passion. The only thing which actually helped me to succeed in last 7 years is I always believe in never quit. As a startup, you all will always have challenges, hiccups, whether it is the strategy, whether it's a market approach, whether it's a product, whether it's a service related, whether it's a go to market strategy, or the most important thing is the financials. But the thing which has helped me to carry on for this last 7 years is the mantra of never say I quit. That's how you will build your startups. As I said, you will have few good days and a lot of bad days, but when you actually take a step ahead, and you will realize that how I have come up with those kind of a challenges and make the startup as a startup journey a successful journey. So these things happened with giants like Flipkart, Amazon, Myntra. You take any the successful startup which are into the market, they have also gone through these challenges. It's not that overnight they have developed this kind of a startup or the venture. So for me, it was again a challenged journey of 7 years. Initially, couple of years, which I had very tough time with me, uh, financially, being it financial, being it the strategy wise. And today, you are lucky and fortunate that there are a lot of incubators like in MIT Incubator, who will provide you that kind of environment to settle down on few things, who will support you on infrastructure, who will give you some kind of a credits to host your sites, to host your products, right? But that time, it was very challenging. So of course, a lot of things has to be done very passionately, and again I am emphasis on the data. So the passion should carry along with your data. So that's where you can actually bring your startup from the zero to three figure, two figure of millions. And that's how. And I always believe that your model of your concept of your startup should be a self sustainable concept. Don't rely on the external investors model. As Dr. Meera also said that they are always telling you those statements of not relying on these external investors model, but it's always a push to have that kind of an investment with you to go with the scalability of your startup. But always believe in your idea, believe in your concept, believe in your startup, and do whatever is required to take a lapse of your success journey. So, talking about today's topic is how to build digital marketing concept. You always have this digital marketing in your mind. Uh, Now, all the brands, whether it's the MNCs, whether it's the big brands, SMEs, or the startups, their marketing strategies involve almost more than 70% of the digital marketing, and then 20 to 30% of the traditional marketing. Because what we have seen in the last couple of years, and maybe more, it's very data driven, and it actually gives you the ROI, which is the returns on investment. For example, if you have a hoarding on the road, uh, in a day there is a lot of vehicles are crossing over, a lot of people are looking at the hoardings. But unless now you have some kind of a mechanism to see that how many people have seen actually this hoarding, and then what is my returns out of this hoarding? Is it only doing a work for as a branding for my startup, or is it something I really can measure my returns for this hoarding? Where a brand is spending lakhs on this hoarding, I'm not sure what is the return on it. That's where the digital marketing gives a huge boost to these businesses, and especially these startups where we have a very small pockets, and we are looking for those kind of returns from these marketing uh, channels. So, before I start on the strategy part or anything on the technical digital marketing, it's very important because I have come across with the people, with the startup founders, co-founders, and they have this perception. One is they can do it yourself. A lot of people, almost there was a survey which was done, and almost 48% of people feel that I can manage my digital marketing myself without having that kind of a domain expertise or without having a domain knowledge. So people feel that it's just nothing just to write a content and push it on the social media channels. But trust me, there is lot which is a data driven, which is research based. You can reach to your target audience. Target audience is nothing but your clients who will actually take your services and products. So first perception, which is taken on the digital marketing is that I can do it myself. Second thing, I have a product. For example, I have a pen. I I know my target audience is the people who needs a pen and who wants to write something. This is the overall umbrella of my target audience. But how to reach, how to find these kind of a people on the social media or online or on the web? That's how the digital marketing will help you to exactly have a data driven results forecasting. And that's where the people say that I know my clients and I know how to reach them by just pushing a post on the digital channels. Third, which is very important because everybody knows that I need a website for my startup, but people feel that only as a standalone I have a website and I can push some post on the channels, it will give me the returns. Again, let me remind you that website today, the people are perceiving the websites is because of the content. You spend a lot of time on YouTube, on social media. Why? Because of the content. Some content is really catchy, some is very informational, but then at the end, if you take the conclusion of this content is a dynamic content. Whereas people perceive that, I have a website which I have done today at the beginning of my startup, and I have put some content on the website, and that will yield me some returns. But let me again remind you, the website needs to be very, very dynamic because of the content, because the people are, seeking those kind of a content which can be a fresh content. No need to invest on these digital marketing. A lot of startups, when I interact, they feel that, again, I can do it myself, so I don't need to invest. It's not the investing of money only, it's also investing as your efforts. How much you understand your concept, your services or products which I need to sell into the market. What are those people who actually can take my services or products? How to reach to them? What are the right channels to reach to them? So there, the founders and the co-founders really need to invest some time in terms of defining their roadmap for the digital marketing. A lot of people feel that, videos are just entertainment, and people get entertained out of it. But trust me, today's digital marketing, 78 or to 79%, the results are yielding through the videos. The video marketing is doing a fantastic job for a lot of brands, being it a small startup or the bigger brand. So these are the perceptions which I would like to, share with you before you actually start writing your digital marketing strategies. Drip campaign is the series of, the email marketing campaigns which you do to a particular set of target audiences. There is a perception, when why I have come up with this kind of a slide, because day in day out, being a mentor of change in the Niti Ayog as well, and being part of a lot of startups, I discuss a lot of things, and these inputs come from these founders and co-founders of the startup. That's why I felt that, this slide is very important before we start the digital marketing, talking about the digital marketing. Drip campaign, again, it plays a very, very vital role when you're reaching on the professional level. How, I will explain it in a later way. And a lot of people feel that, organic is dead because a lot of things are happening on the paid. If I pay to Facebook, then only I can get results. If I pay to affiliates, I can get the results. If I pay to XYZ, I can get the results. But again, the search engine optimization plays a very, very vital role in terms of defining your brand, and also in terms of the lead generation in a longer roadmap. Of course, optimization takes a little longer time, but always should be part of your digital marketing strategy. That's where, these kind of perceptions are coming from the startup founders and the co-founders. That's why I felt it's important to share with you, so that before you actually come into the execution and the strategy role, you should understand what are the things I should avoid when I'm actually drawing this digital marketing campaigns. Some of the figures which are very interesting, if you feel 69% of the media, which is media, I'm talking about any brands ads or any kind of a thing, is accessed through smartphones. It's 69%. So that means when you're actually strategizing on your digital marketing, you need to take care of the mobile users, which is the maximum users, which will give you the results. 85% of mobile advertisers think they are providing a positive experience, while only 47% of users agree. That means when you are giving an experience to the mobile users, there is a lot of the positive synergies which are coming for the brand. Being it as a startup, or being it as a big brand. So these are the some of the the facts which I feel that you should share. Uh, so we have understood the perceptions which we should avoid, and then some of the data on the marketing side for the digital. Why have taken on the mobile? Because a lot of startups ignore uh, the channel of the smartphones. Let's talk about the objectives of a digital marketing for a startup. First, when we talk about when we have a website, and again I'm saying that the website needs to be dynamic. It doesn't need to be a static website where the content is too static that people will lose interest after some time. So the first objective of your digital marketing when you are strategizing for your brand or the startup is the traffic generation. Second, if you are into the product startup, how to promote your product on the digital marketing platform. Before you do these things, what is the important for me is to do some kind of activities and campaigns on the digital marketing so that people recognize my brand. It can be as similar as to some startup in the market, but I'm sure your startup will have some kind of a USPs. That's where you have put such efforts to build your startup concept. So that's where you need to realize that how important is the branding on these digital marketing channels. So the most important thing is first try to build your brand on the digital marketing channels or through digital marketing channels so that people recognize, okay, if I need this kind of a service or product, this is the brand I should go, right? Another objective is, of course, if you have the mobile app for your concept, again, it depends on the case to case, the kind of a startup you have. So I am driving this, the objectives as a generic, and case to case, you can decide that what is the best objectives for my startup. Increasing the app downloads is again because if your product is there and it's reliable on the mobile app, of course, then your one of the objective and the main objective should be on the app downloads. You must have seen this Amazon or Flipkart or Urban Ladder or these e-commerce platforms comes with a May Day sale, monsoon sale, and then XYZ sales, right? Why it's created? If you have seen, there is not much of difference on the price if you compare it with the regular pricing and on those sale days. But then it's packaged in that way on the digital marketing side that people try to engage with the brand. So as a startup, you also need to have some kind of a packages which you can develop for the whole year, and I can do some kind of a seasonal and occasional sales which will drive me the traffic, which will drive me the engagement with the audience, and of course it will lead to the sales and the conversions for you. The next objective is to increase the video views. I really emphasize nowadays to startups, rather than having a static creatives, rather than having the the static contents, work on and put some efforts to do some videos. Videos can be on your brand, videos can be related to your product, videos can be related to your services, videos can be related to the USP of your brand, the startup. So put some efforts and keep this as one of your objective uh, in your digital marketing. Product selling, as again I said, when you are into the product startup, so product selling is one of the objective. How I can reach my target audience in a very proper and with very limited investment. That should one of the objective of my startup. How I can increase the interaction with very limited investment, but yeah, what are those right channels for me to reach to those target audiences and have that kind of interactions. That's how you will generate the website traffic, that's how you will generate the engagement, that's how you will generate the engagement interactions. And then of course it will lead to the lead generation, which is basically the ROI for you. In nutshell, if you see, the objectives for your startup is first to improve your brand awareness, which is very important. People should recognize your brand, that these are the solutions, these are the services I can take from your startup. And when you are developing your website, when you are developing your mobile apps or any kind of a platform, it can be e-commerce, it can be any platform, your prime objective for those should be how I can give a best of the user experience to the people, to the audience, to the users who are coming on my platforms. If your platform is really not user friendly, the bounce rate will be higher. How to increase my website traffic? These should be the objective through my digital marketing activities, that how I can increase my website traffic. Improved data quality is nothing but on the content side. When I'm actually, I have a Google Analytics which is fixed with my website or the mobile app. And after 15 days of running a campaign, I can see from my analytics that which page is accessed more by the users and which part of the site, platform, or the app is accessed, and where I should focus in next 15 days. And of course, these 4 5 pillars, which are very important as a marketing objectives, will increase your lead generation. That's how your ultimate goal is to have that lead generation for your startup. Very important and valid question comes, why I should go for a digital marketing. As Dr. Bira also said that, because of the COVID, now a lot of has transformed or changed from the offline to the online. A lot of retails as well has come up on the e-commerce side. Why a startup, even it is a funded startup or non-funded or a bootstrapped, why we require a digital marketing for a startup? The first important pillar which urges me to have my digital marketing campaign or the strategy for my startup is I'm very specific in my objectives, I'm very specific in my needs. I know for a particular month I need to onboard 100 clients for my service or products. So you can go back and go to these digital marketing channels. The data is available. You can see, okay, I have a potential audience for my startup, which is around 10 million or 5 million or 1 million pan India. Or if my market is global, I have more people on the net, on the social media channels who are actually trying to access this kind of a solution, startup solution, which I have. It can be in the form of product or services. So I'm very focused and very specific that, okay, I can reach to these number of people, but is my budget allowing me to reach to these number of people, or should I limit to a very specific model in terms of the budget as well as the channels? So that's where I am very clear in terms of how to reach, what to spend on these digital marketing. Second, you can define your own time limitations, the duration of your campaigns on the digital marketing, being it on a social media, being it on a drip campaign, being it on SEM, which is the the ad campaigns, paid campaigns, which I will touch upon again in few slides. Which is, I know my duration. I know when to start, where to stop. If it's not working, I can stop it immediately. It's not that I have given the hoarding to one of the vendor to do it for a month, and I see I'm not getting any favorable results from those hoardings. I'm not against the hoardings or out of home or the traditional, but I just trying to tell you the advantages of the digital marketing over the traditional marketing for the time. So I can actually achieve what I am trying to achieve through these marketing strategies, and my every campaign, whatever I am doing on the digital marketing, is measurable. I can measure what is my spend, which is going on each channel, whether it's organic or inorganic, how I can achieve it, and is it achievable on that platform, and what is my real goals. So I can define it very well on the digital marketing. I can define with my limitation of the budget per month, per quarter, 6 monthly or yearly. I know what I can achieve out of it, and by end of the campaigns or the activities, I can also measure what I have spent, what I have invested, and what I have achieved out of it. So that's where, as a digital marketer, you feel that the digital marketing channel really yields a good results for your startups. How, what channels, what kind of a budget and all, that's all about a strategic approach which you require, along with a marketing expert, to define that what is my roadmap for the whole year, or the short period of time. This is a digital marketing mix, which is important. I will just briefly, because this is a very vast topics, which will take days and days to define in a very elaborated manner. But yes, to touch upon, if you see, the first thing is the social media, which is plays a very vital role in terms of the branding, brand awareness, and of course the lead generation for the startups. Video marketing is giving a really fantastic results. Ad planning is nothing but on your different channels. What is my media spend, how much I can spend as a paid on different channels, and what should be my ROI out of it. SEO, I always suggest to all the startups to start the SEO from the day one. Your asset in form of your website, in asset in the form of your mobile app, or any kind of a portal you have. Start the SEO from the day one. That's where you will yield the results after 3 months, when you are ready with your all holistic approach for your startup. Don't ignore the SEO, because a lot of people feel that it's not important, or it can be done at the later stage. The soon you start, you will yield good results for your platforms. Blogs and forums have really come up nicely from last more than 4 or 5 years, because of the content. The people are really interested in the content, reading the content, even if it is a long form of content in the form of articles. But if it's really catchy, and it has some interesting material in it, people would love it. That's where you can also build up your own blogs and forums, but don't keep it for the sake of keeping it. Make it interactive. It should be very interactive, and it should be very, very active in terms of providing the content to the users. That's how you can hook the target audience to your startup. Online PR, later stage, once you have some pocket in your hand. Pay per click, it is a very good tool for lead generation. A lot of founders talk to me and say, sir, I have already done the Google AdWords and all, it's not giving me the results. But when I actually go into the way of doing it, you know it's not the right way. So they feel that the PPC is not my thing, that I will not get the success and I will not get the results. But trust me, it's the way of doing these campaigns in the right way, in the right manner. And that's where you need people who know about it. That's why the first perception which I would say, that DIY on the digital marketing never goes good for any startup unless and until you know how to do it, why to do it, and what should be my spend and what should be my ROI on this. If you are into the products, you really need to focus on your shopping feeds. Affiliate marketing gives a edge, but of course not in the initial 3-4 months of your startup. Later on you can strategize for the affiliate marketing, but again it needs to be a very extensive affiliate marketing with a particular metrics of returns on the investment. Articles I have already touched upon. Landing pages, when you are creating for the campaigns, it needs to be very specific. If you have multiple products and you're doing some campaigns, please make sure that you have a separate landing page for each product to talk about that product or the service. Don't mix all the services and the products in a one landing page. Apart from these channels, it's very important to formulate a digital marketing strategy for a startup, right? From the day one, once you have the idea validated and you have put some efforts to you know uh, go into that journey, please make sure all the strategy, all the execution is defined with a data driven analytics and tracking. That's how the beauty of the digital marketing is, and that's how it's benefiting a lot of startups. Again, a few of the channels which the product and the service startups should do in the digital marketing strategy is the email marketing, which gives you the leads. Okay, but of course you need to optimize your the source of information. It can be a website, it can be a app, or it can be any portal which you have developed for your startup where you want the people to land. So when you are doing these email marketing campaigns, the drip campaign for your startup, make sure that your the source of information is really very optimized and lessen the bounce rates. The very interesting 4 C's, which I always tell to the startups to focus and to have these kind of a 4 P's, 4 C's, and 4 E's. One is the product. If you are not a product company, it can be a service. Place, where I need to sell. Promotion, how I can promote my brand. So this is very vital in P. Price, what should be my price? You really need to have a analytics of your competition in the market. If your concept is similar to some startup or a existing company which is already in the market, do some research in terms of your pricing. What can be my pricing in the market, and what is the edge, what is the USP for my product? In the C's, the first important thing is your customer. What are their needs? What are their challenges? If the if your competitor is in the market, what are the challenges they are facing where I can adapt it and give a better solution to them? What is the customer they want in the market from this solution, product, and services? Am I giving a convenience to the user to buy this service or product? Am I giving that kind of a user experience to that user that they can buy it very conveniently? They don't have to go different, like for example a call or different, a long procedure to buy my product. Take care of customer, take care of your convenience, and the convenience, the conveniently they can purchase your product or service. And the audience which is coming to your site, which is coming to your portal, make sure you communicate back to them. And that is very much possible because of the analytics. You can go back to them even if they have dropped from your uh, cart. You can go back to them and tell them that, these are my USPs for my startup or the product or the services, and we would love to you be as our customer. And then, start the interaction. I'm not saying that these are the words which you need to communicate, but the communication is a very very right remarketing and retargeting of the customer is required on that. What is the benefit you are giving to the customer through your startup? It can be a value addition, it can be a cost. So you really need to have that kind of consideration in your mind when you're doing this customer centric user journey. Four E's. One is the experience. So what kind of a experience you're giving to the users, to the customers, right? Is my product available online everywhere, or I need to define the boundary for me? Nowadays, digital marketing or the online media gives you a scalability parameter very well for the startup. So when you are creating this pitch deck for yourself, maybe to promote to a VC or an investor, the scalability and the customization are two major factors which any investor is looking forward. So when you are saying everywhere, that is the scalability. So how you can reach through digital marketing everywhere is this. Evangelism, you really need to focus on the loopholes of your product and services. That's how you will get lot of the improvisation on your product and service. And how is it possible? It's possible through your digital channels. Apart from your own internal product team or the service team, customer gives you a lot of evangelism scope to improve on your product or services. That's how the digital marketing provides a great platform to improve on your product and services. Exchange is nothing but how to use your digital marketing, how to use your digital channels to exchange the things. It can be an exchange of the content, it can be an exchange of your views with the customer. See, a lot of brands are using Twitter as a customer service channel, not for the selling, not for the branding. And for anybody, using tweet and tagging a handle of the brand, and somebody, from the brand or a startup responding quickly that, sir, we apologize for the inconvenience, and my team will respond or get in touch with you within next 2 hours or next 24 hours, gives a great comfort for that startup that, okay, fine, even though this is a startup in the market, but people feel that even if I had a challenge, even if I had a pain in getting these services and products or after using these products, but somebody is there, who can exchange the words, who can communicate to me, who can give me the comfort. So that's where, if you see these 4 P's, 4 C's and 4 E's, all the digital channels which are on the web, whether it's a SEO, whether it's a social media, any channel, whether it's a paid, whether it's a Google, if you see all these 12 parameters for 4 P's, 4 C's, and 4 A's are taken care on the digital marketing side. That's how I feel that, the digital marketing really, really helps a startup to cover these aspects and making an impact on the users. And you can just go to the case study of Flipkart and then see, are they following these four P's, C's, and E's? And I'm sure that you will see that out of these 12 parameters, they are touching all the parameters in one way or other way. So I'm not just giving a Flipkart example. You can just pick up any successful startup in the market and see why these 12 parameters with these three pillars are important for me on the digital marketing strategy. When I'm building a digital marketing strategy for my startup, why it's very, very important for me. Again, as a synopsis of this is successful digital marketing strategy. One is when you are building your brand, the content plays a very vital role. Then you have the platform, either it's a engaging website or engaging product or engaging solution or engaging uh, mobile app. Then third, how you are using your organic way of reaching to these users to actually turn them from the users to your customers. Then the paid campaigns, which is like Google ad campaigns or the Facebook ad campaigns and all, how you're utilizing these very properly. That's how, these 4 5 things are making your digital marketing as a successful digital marketing for your startup. These are few of the elements which again I will touch upon as very essential to boost your business. One very vital thing is like, and I'm not saying that whoever is attending this or any startup, these channels are very important, but it can be case to case. Like for example, a product company where I sell apparels, Instagram gives me a great boost, Facebook gives me a great boost, but LinkedIn on a B2C, on a retailing side, no. So again, you really need to do the data validation, then come into the marketing strategy where you are strategizing your market, your product. That's where the go-to market strategy plays a very, very vital role in the success of your startup. So choose wisely, choose rightly on the basis of your data, on the basis of your forecasting, and everything is available on these channels. Okay. Uh, Second is in terms of the content marketing, which is again a very vital. Then organic, I spoke about the SEO. Search engine marketing, which is the paid ads, different advertising on the paid channels, affiliate marketing, and then email marketing. So these are 5 6 important things which you can utilize when you are formulating your strategy for your startup. And I'm sure you people are already aware it. The only way and the key to success is how to use these channels. That's where you need to engage with a very professional marketing team or a marketing person who actually understand these aspects and can deliver for your startup. Again, this is a digital marketing mix of these are the some of the channels which you already will have, like the mobile app, the website, and these are the owned properties which belongs to you. Then you do some outposts on the social platforms. So social platforms, again, it can be a overlapping of your own assets, and then it can be the third party social platforms which you can utilize for your startups. Then earned media is the paid ones where you actually spend some money, where you invest your efforts and then get it. Paid media again on the Google side, on the Facebook side, on different channels where you have to invest the money and then get the results out of it. So again, this is a very vast and where you need days and days to discuss on each and every channel and parameter. But the most important thing is, how you can strategize for your startup and what are the right channels, uh, why you need the digital marketing for your startup is most important thing. These are again the KPIs which we should look, which I have already covered in few of my slides, is to have that kind of parameters. Now you have done the strategy, you have done the execution. The last and the final leg of any digital marketing campaign strategy and the campaign marketing campaigns are how to measure it, right? Now I am doing SEO. What is my ranking coming for those platforms, my platforms? What is my users coming on to my site? What is the time spent by the users? What is the direct traffic? What is my referral traffic? What is the bounce rate? If I don't get the number, the data on the bounce rate, I cannot improvise it, because unless and until I have the KPIs for these parameters, I cannot improve on my startup journey. By end of all the activities and all, the most important thing is the convergence. What is the revenue I'm getting out of it? So when you are making these digital efforts, when you are actually creating this kind of a marketing strategy, digital marketing strategy for yourself, I'm sure these few things will help you to understand, how my journey should be on the digital marketing, what channels I should cover, what are my right channels, and when should I start, what should be my conversions, and what I am getting out of it. The most important question is when to start. Formulation, once your concept is validated, the day you have to start building and working on your digital marketing campaigns. As I said, few of the channels you have to start it as soon as your platforms are ready. And that's how you have to channelize and leverage on these digital platforms. So when to start, again, case to case, and it depends on what kind of a solution, service, or the product you have. But yeah, of course, to have that kind of a success into your digital marketing approach is the day when your concept is validated. You should start building, you should start working on your digital marketing campaigns. So yeah, I'm
Yes. Ashish, yeah, I think as you rightly said, it's a very vast subject altogether. I think, and probably a lot of founders might be already initiated on this digital marketing side of it. I think let's take case to case the queries which founders have already put up in the Q&A and chat, and also people are raising hands also. Firstly, initiate with Q&A kind of a thing. So someone is saying how to choose the key points to do marketing to hook up our customer for our product.
okay. Vijay, can I have the names also?
Oh, it's an anonymous attendee, and name is not there.
Okay, so first thing you need to understand what my target audience is, what is my customers, where I should, where these customers can be found in on different channels. So first thing you need to understand your target audience. Once you have the target audience, you can just check that what are my channels which are right for my startup to promote myself. And then, you feel that LinkedIn is a good channel for me to reach out to those audiences. But then you realize that, LinkedIn is a little costlier for me. I cannot spend that kind of amount to reach those people and to get that kind of a conversion. So again, you need to set up your objectives, whether what numbers I'm looking forward, what is the expectation I have from the digital marketing, and then that's where you choose the right channel for yourself. Even though Facebook have a potential of, let's say, 10 million, but your conversion on that platform cannot be more than 0.2% because of your solution or the product. But it makes more sense on Instagram. So again, it's a right mix. That's the mix of your digital marketing channels strategy comes into the place. And that's how you need to have some kind of a data from the platforms to choose your right channel.
So I think what Ashish just mentioned is every founder has to do a lot of research. First thing is they need to identify their customers, and customer here is are both user and the buyer side of it. Once you have that kind of a distinctions already in place, I'm sure you will be able to put up a right strategy, right messaging for them. It has to reach them actually, and once they start using, that's where you can see the outcome of your digital marketing activities, right? Ashish, the next question is, what are the channels if I want to sell course subscription online, and how to target audience? For Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra is easy to reach the target audience because everyone wear clothes, everyone can buy groceries, yeah, everyone needs electronic appliance. These are daily essence and lifestyle product. So about specific startup who want to sell subscription courses. So this is from Manu Kumar.
Manu, very interesting question, because a lot of startups are coming up with this kind of a concept of, the selling of subscriptions and all. So again, I'm not aware about your detailed what kind of a courses are there, but let me tell you, the ed tech is really doing great on three channels, which is one is the LinkedIn, okay, which is happening on the B2B and segmenting on the B2B sector like universities, colleges, and all. But if you are talking about the consumers and all, then of course the drip campaign is really working well. And I always believe that you should have your own asset of a edtech e-learning portal where you can sell the courses, and you don't need to invest a lot of money on these edtech e-learning courses. Okay, but that gives a great comfort to the users to come on your edtech courses subscription, because unless and until you have a credibility in the market as a startup, and you have your genuine product where users can realize that this is the genuine platform for me to purchase a subscription, they have the multiple choices in the market. That's where you need to create a niche for yourself, and how I can be a different from the other competitors in the market, because I understand there are already 136 uh, edtech companies who are actually trying to sell the subscriptions. And out of this 136, I have already interacted 7 8 people on the same concept. So again, you need to create a niche for yourself, and then choose the right places to sell.
Karthik, can you please unmute yourself and ask your question?
Very good evening, Ashish.
Good morning.
So I have a question regarding, because digital marketing is a platform for algorithms, right? See, business specific platforms and social medias have their own kind of algorithms in postings and kind of targeting the users or consumers. But when we pitch for a marketing for one particular product, or let's say subscription, what kind of algorithm can we target at which those particular users can be our best consumers and customers?
Yeah, so as I said, any platform. So as a founder or a co-founder, you really need to invest your time in terms of understanding the data first. Data is available on the platforms. You take an example of Facebook. If you just put that, this is the interest level, your people, seeking the target audience on that platform, it will give you the numbers that, in last year, how many people have actually shown the interest on this particular topic, content, or the product, and what was the conversion rate over the last year. That's how it will give you the forecasting data also for the next 6 months or a year also, that what is the kind of a audience, what is the kind of a users which are already on the Facebook, which are the right picks for your product or services, right? And what is the ROI, what is the outcome you can get out of it. So that's where, as I uh, say again and again, the founders and the co-founders, you really need to spend some time to analyze that data which is already available on the platforms,
Yeah,
being
but
it any
so
platform.
if, sorry to interrupt you, but there are some caveats that I've seen in digital marketing. It's not like from the co-founders or from the digital marketing where we're posting. you would have seen this, when we actually target one particular product, like let's say that we are searching something, and the entire data of that ads would be like something focusing only related to that. Now, when we specifically say that we are looking only for this, the caveat is that we are also helping the other kind of same brands who are working on similar things that what we do. See, in the world, we cannot say only one person is working on one thing, right? So how will we close that kind of algorithm so that our product comes to the maximum leap of consumers?
Okay, see, from the business side, something it's very technical in terms of the algorithms. One which helps you is the optimization of your platform with the certain keywords where the targeting is based to that particular the page, which can be targeting and which will not divert the users to have that multiple choice of getting into the competitor ads also, right? So what we can do is, maybe we, Karthik, we can have a offline session if we'll request Vijay to have that kind of a session, because it's a very detailed technical discussion which I would like to have and tell you how it works,
I
and
will really
how
glad for that. I will be glad for that.
how you can utilize that digital marketing channel to your the 100% of outcome out of it.
So Ashish has been mentoring some of the startups who are part of today's who are incubated with us. Also, one-on-one mentoring session is already provided to some of them.
Okay.
Right.
No,
So
so I'll
we'll do
email with this, sir, and
we'll do that.
and
Yeah.
we'll get it to you.
Yeah. Next question is, what are some good practices to grow our social media channels and blogs organically? This is from Tanmay.
Uh, Tanmay, the only way and the most successful way, which is giving the great results, is your dynamic content. You must have heard, the content is the pillar, but really content is the pillar. And the way you are actually, you really need to have a roadmap on your content for your organic activities. That's how you will grow your followers. See, there is another way of, paying to the channels and getting the followers. But for me also, it's not the right way. It's just for the sake of getting the number of followers added to your page. But the only way which is interesting, which is success, getting the success for a lot of brands, for the startups especially, is the content. So build that kind of a content which really helps you to talk about your product services in a direct way or in an indirect approach. But please make that roadmap for your content. Trust me, that will give you the results on the follower base after 3 months if you talk to me again on this topic.
Anubhav, unmute yourself and ask your query. Anubhav Sharma.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, I was asking that sometimes we get stuck in a chicken and egg situation where, sir, suppose in our startup we help image content creators such as memers, photographers, etc. to monetize their content. But sir, the problem is the creators say that we want audience on the platform, and audience say that we want creators on the platform. So, sir, both sides sometimes we got stuck. So, sir, how digital marketing can help in this, and what is the best strategy to get out of this situation?
Okay, see, there's always a this egg and chicken scenario with a lot of startups, and I remember there was a one influencer environment which one of the startup was trying to create, and a similar situation was there where they are seeking influencers to onboard on the platform, and in the same way they are actually seeking the brands to onboard on the platform, and same questions were coming from both the sides. So the best way to go about it is to have parallelly working as a POC, which is a proof of concept. Okay, first you need to develop and get into that kind of a circle where you have some kind of a influencers, and set the expectations with the influencers. You can tell them that this is one of the platform, okay, you can utilize for next 2 months, and set the expectations right, that I am trying to build my brands on this platform, and till 2 months I'm trying to get the brands on the platform. So I think it's more of a setting up the expectation to the influencers first, okay, and then because once you have the influencers, the brand will come automatically on the platform. So first need, which is very important, is to talk to the influencers, that don't expect the ROI to that certain duration. Okay. But I try, I assure you that, I'm working on the brand onboarding. You trust me, you can never onboard a lot of brands without the influencers, right? So that's where first thing you have to focus on the onboarding of influencers and parallelly work on the brand side, and also set up the expectations to the influencers, right? Even if it is a content generators and all, because these influencers and content generators will not be only on your platform, they will be on 100 platforms, which are available in the market, and they will stick to those platforms only where they are getting the results. So in a period of, eventually you will have more brands on the platform where they will see the results. That's where I said, it's very important to set up that expectation when you are talking to the influencers, to give them that kind of a duration that, this is my roadmap, and after this you will see the interaction on the platform.
Okay, sir. And sir, one more question. Sir, at this stage, every startup doesn't have a lot of money. So, sir, what will be the ways to organically market our platform so that people should automatically come onto our platform without we paying for the ads to onboard them?
See, you don't need to have inorganic way to onboard the influencers. You can do it with a content driven strategic approach, and you can target the influencers through your organic content approach. There are ways. Again, I would like to have a one-on-one session with you, because first I would like to understand what is the concept, how the digital marketing can help you, and in what way, what are the right channels for you in terms of the organic way, and what should be the content strategic approach for you to actually onboard the influencers and how to attract them. First important thing, before I give you the solution, I need to see the, a doctor always see the symptoms and then give the solution to you.
Yes, sir. We will surely have a meeting.
Sure.
Sure. Any more questions anyone wanted to ask? Please raise your hand. So Ashish has been mentoring a few of the startups here. Apart from that, his client base, Ashish, if you can touch base. I remember you were also, Airtel is your big client. You had done something in Africa for them on the marketing side. If you can give some couple of cases like that, so that it's always good.
Yeah, of course. Airtel, when they were trying to relaunch in the market of Africa, because Airtel was one of the, the telecom which was not doing really great. That was one of the case study, that has actually leveraged from the marketing strategies. What we have given is something they have developed that kind of a market into that kind of a local market where, the local players were already there. Uh, Tata is another example where we have done a lot of work for them. Oberoi was one of the client, where we have done. So there are a lot of big brands, as well as when I talk about the startups and all. Recently, we have done a great job for one of the ed tech company. We are doing the technology platform for them. We have developed the platform as well as the mobile app for them, and it's a ed tech company which provides the solution to the UPSC aspirants. And recently they have got the funded as 20 million recently, in just few months back. So there are a lot of cases where we have helped them from the OMG side, which is my venture. We are into the technology, we are into the digital marketing, where we help the startups, we help the big brands. So as of now, we are talking about the startups here. There are a lot of case studies, where we have worked from the scratch, initially from the concept validation to their go to market strategy, and then developing their platforms, on different technology, and then helping them on the digital marketing side to reach that kind of audience, so that they have a certain returns on the investments, and they can also see that that success in the journey of the startup from last 1 year or more than 1 year. So yes, of course, there are a lot of case studies which we have helped.
Yes, Ashish. In case any of the startups would like to reach out to Ashish, please send a mail to either Meera ma'am or to us. We'll certainly have a one-on-one session with him so that he can mentor you personally after understanding your requirement. Right? Ashish, thank you so much. Over to Meera ma'am to conclude.
Thank you, Vijay.
Meera ma'am.
Yeah, I'm here.
Ma'am, you're muted. You can conclude this. You're muted, ma'am. Yes, better.
Ashish, thank you so much for giving us the time. Excellent session, very informative, and I'm hoping it will help some of our startups. I would request you, because some of my startups have been wanting one-on-one session. I wanted this joint group thing, but then if you will give us the time, it'll be nice to have a few of them have a one-on-one with you. They are struggling. They are struggling with some of the digital marketing aspects of increasing their business, and your expertise will really be good. I also wanted to thank Mr. Vijay Veer Singh and Mr. Sahil Bhutani from the Noida incubator. They have helped us immensely with setting up this session and conducting it. Vijay, thank you so much.
Sure.
I think we've dealt with the questions. Like Ashish was saying, it needs a lot more time to have a worthwhile discussion, but we may have a follow-up session sometime in the near future.
Sure.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Absolutely, it was my pleasure to have this session on this platform, and thank you everybody who was coordinating for this session, and thank you, Dr. Meera. And absolutely, yes, we'll have follow-up sessions, and wherever my expertise, or I'm still learning, but yes, certainly whatever I can help these startups, it will be my pleasure and my honor.
Thank you, Ashish. Good day, everyone. We are winding up for now. Thank you. Good day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.